First of all, if you have Justin pray for you, be ready for it. It's- This is my wife, Jenny. We've been blessed for marriage for 34 years. She's always been by my side. Thank you. Being married to her is definitely a miraculous joy. Only God can pair up a Catholic raised girl and a street runner like me and make it work. But he did. I started going to this church when I was about 8 or 9 years old, riding on the church bus. Not to learn about God, but to get the free popsicle they gave you on the way home. Some of you old timers know about this. In my teens and early adulthood, I went to church regularly, and that's when I connected with God and got saved. A couple of years later, I thought my life was good, and I didn't need God anymore. I stopped going to church for about 10 years. But God never gave up on me. In June 2008, I was diagnosed with kidney failure. My blood levels were so bad, the doctor told me I was probably going to die, and there was nothing they could do but start dialysis. After hearing this, I said goodbye to my family. One surefire way for God to get me to reconnect with Him was to have a doctor tell me I was going to die. Laying in the hospital bed, I was thinking I was going to die. I prayed and asked God back into my life. I reconnected. I started dialysis 3 days a week, 4-hour sessions. Blessed by God, I was able to work full-time and do my treatments. This is very unheard of. After a couple of years, I joined a life group. 10 growing Christians with a lot of life issues, all willing to share and help each other through these. Love you guys. If you're not in a life group, get one. It's awesome. Being in this group keeps my faith moving forward. Originally, I didn't want to get on the organ donors list. God kept putting people in my life, convincing me to get on the list, so I did. Normal wait time for a cadaver kidney is about 8 to 10 years. I myself am not a waiting type person. I don't even like waiting in line for a restaurant. It would have been real easy for me to get depressed, waiting day after day, year after year, waiting on a call. But I never got depressed. I trusted God in His timing. 10 years later, funny, the same amount of time I had God waiting, I got the call. And it was on a Sunday around 9:30, time to go to church. God again. They said, you need to be here within 3 hours at UCLA. Nervous, scared, and overwhelmed, I sat down and I talked to God and knew that He had this. Surgery went fine, recovery went fine. I was going to be off work for about 8 weeks. When I went to go fill out my disability forms, I found out my boss was paying the whole time I was off. Yes, I got physical recovery, but the most important, I got spiritual healing. Only God could take something like kidney failure, someone losing their life, and change that around to my spiritual healing. I know my kidney won't last forever, but I also know that God's love will last forever. What comes to my mind a lot when I sing the song and it talks about God's love never fails, never gives up, never runs out on me. And it doesn't. I like to thank you with all of my heart, all the people that prayed, and and supported us, because I know Jenny needed a lot of support too, and you guys gave it to her, and I thank you guys.
That's pretty awesome, right? Don't take my notes, okay? So, all right, let's give him a hand again.